Wheel of Fortune, 7:30 tonight.
Oh, sweetheart, I didn't see you there.
I thought you'd be at the Banner all day with Richard.
Well, he's got a pretty good grip on things. I thought I'd let him coast while I go over to visit Ace at the hospital. I just stopped by to, there he is. Pick up this book that he was into before the accident.
Take more than a book to keep Ace quiet.
Yeah, I hear they've already dubbed him Wild Bill Buchanan of Landview Hospital. Maybe this will tame him down. If not, that staff's not going to get any rest at all. What's wrong?
A little tired. I didn't sleep much last night.
Sweetheart, you've got to get that damned metal box out of your mind.
Oh, Clint.
No. Look, there's nothing in it that can hurt us. Look what we've already been through. We survived.
That's what I'm afraid of. How much more are we going to have to go through? I kept waking up last night in a cold sweat, and every time I went back to sleep, I kept having the same dream over and over again. It was awful. I mean, I know it was just a dream. But the metal box is very real, and I'm so afraid that this time my father has left some terrible secret that really will destroy us.
The first thing we are going to do is prove that you are the rightful owner of Landfair. And when we do, I am personally going to take that metal box and drop it in the middle of the Atlantic.
Wish you could do that right now.
Well, one thing I can do right now is promise you that nothing or nobody will ever, ever hurt you again. Put them right there. Oh, you can do better than that. All right. Now, brighten up. I got some news for you about Bo and Dee Dee.
Oh, did you hear from them?
Oh, better than that. Well, I was at the office earlier.
Yeah?
Oh, thank goodness you're both here.
What is it?
Asa, he just collapsed at the hospital.
Oh, I must say it's good to be back. Normally, I would hate business trips, but in this case, when it was in Rio de Janeiro, there were some compensations. Would you like a drink?
No, thanks. I'm glad you're home. So much has happened since you were gone.
Yes, indeed. I wish you had called me about that explosion at Landfair. I would have come hurrying home.
Well, it was nothing important. I figured since everybody was all right, there was no need to call you.
Oh, still, could have been killed when I just think of it.
Well, don't think about it. We're all very lucky.
And what about Asa? Are you sure that he's all right?
Yes, he'll be fine. He'll be out of the hospital in a day or two.
I'm telling you, if anything serious had happened to you or to Asa, oh, I would never have forgiven Tina. I'd have killed her. For sure.
Well, you know, it wasn't Tina's fault. I mean, Tracy James was the one who planted that bomb.
Oh, come on. It wouldn't have happened if Tina hadn't been foaming at the mouth, trying to gain instant social status. Imagine the nerve of the girl, throwing a welcoming home party for a true blue blood like Richard Abbott, without waiting for me to come home. Oh, well, I want you to sit down and tell me about all the exciting things that have been happening in Landview while I've been away.
Why is it so impossible for this office to accept my client?
It is a matter for the courts, not the district attorney.
No, you deal with the law, don't you? All we're talking about here is simple justice.
It is not my function to enter into family disputes.
Look, we're talking about personal property here. That box is mine, and it was stolen.
It was legally confiscated, Tina. That hardly qualifies as theft.
The police had no right to take it out of Landfair.
Just what do you expect me to do?
Well, for starters, I think you ought to fire Ed Hall as police chief.
Wonderful. Why don't you write a note to the commissioner here?
Look, if you can't do that, the least thing you could do is go and get that box and return it to me.
I'm going to say it one more time, Tina, so please open both your brain cells and listen.
Oh, no, I really don't think we'd have to be insulting
Oh,
here.
well, you're right. I'm sorry. It's just that I've got a couple of other things to do rather than stand here all day. Look, the matter cannot be settled unless one of two things happens. A, you take it before a judge, or B, you settle it among yourself. Now, can you grasp that?
What I don't grasp is that box was found at Landfair, and Landfair belongs to me. Look, Herb, I am the person with any real claim to this. And I am convinced that inside that box is a present from my father to me. So why don't we just have it opened, all right? And then we can see what Vicky has to say.
Yeah, Vicky is not the only person with a claim, or have you forgotten about Dorian?
Angela, how is Mr. Buchanan doing?
Resting quietly. Dr. Morgan was in to check on him a few minutes ago.
Yes, I talked with him. I don't understand what caused this collapse.
Didn't Dr. Morgan tell you?
Well, he told me about your theory that Mr. Buchanan was given the wrong kind of medication by Dr. Hall.
Well, I'm convinced of it.
Angela, Dr. Hall is a very competent young man, and frankly, I think it's dangerous for you to spread that kind of rumor. It doesn't speak very well for you either.
Well, excuse me, Dr. Wallach, but I also happen to be a professional, and I resent the inference that I'm some sort of a gossip.
See, can you back up your claims?
Well, I happen to have been standing right outside the door when Dr. Hall was inside the room giving Mr. Buchanan his medication. You should have heard the abuse.
Well, Mr. Buchanan treats everybody that way.
No, I'm not talking about the patient. I'm talking about Josh Hall.
Dr. Hall, what? What did he say?
Oh, he said he was sick and tired of being treated like some flake of dandruff. Then he practically forced the medication on Mr. Buchanan and told him if he got sick again to call someone else.
All right. It's not exactly a shining example of bedside manner, but it's quite a jump from there to accusing a doctor of administering the wrong medication. I'm surprised you're even reporting this.
I play my job by the book, Dr. Wallach. And if there's the slightest indication that a patient has suffered because of some physician's highly charged state of emotion...
Take it easy, Angela. You're beginning to sound like the witness for the prosecution. I know you're a very capable nurse, and I'm sure you're doing what you think is best for everybody. However, I do think you're just a little overzealous.
I'm thinking about Mr. Buchanan.
Mr. Buchanan is fine. His vital signs are fine. He's fine.
His pupils were dilated. How do you explain that?
Oh, Angela, there are any number of reasons for that, and I will discuss it with Dr. Morgan, and I will certainly contact you at another date.
I didn't want to tell you about this, Dr. Wallach, but since you won't take me seriously, Josh had been drinking before he went in there.
How do you know that?
I could smell the liquor on his breath, and when I asked him about it, he told me to shove off. It was shortly after that Mr. Buchanan collapsed.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for reporting it.
Sorry I had to, but it is my job.
Yeah, Dr. Wallach, I want you to have Dr. Hall paged. I want him to meet me out. Have him meet me in front of Mr. Buchanan's room. Thank you.
Asa collapsed? What happened?
I walked in and found him lying unconscious on the floor. Apparently, a doctor had been drinking and gave him the wrong medication.
Well,
Now, it seems that he's all right now. I mean, he's not in a coma or anything. It's just that when I saw him lying there on the floor, I was so frightened.
what was the medication?
I don't know. I don't even know if it was the wrong medication. That's what the nurse said.
Well, what about the doctors?
Dr. Morgan examined, gave him a whole slew of tests, and I didn't leave, of course, until I was sure he was in stable condition. He's sleeping when I left.
You said the doctor that gave him the medication was drunk. That couldn't have been Dr. Morgan.
Well, no, that was Josh Hall. But please, I'm not even sure I've got that straight. I mean, that's what the nurse said, that he was drunk. And then she ran out and got another doctor, and then everything just happened so fast.
I'm going to get over there right away.
Wait, maybe I should go with you.
No, we're probably not going to be able to see him anyway. I just want to have a talk with Larry and try and get to the bottom of this. I'll tell you one thing. If this is a case of negligence, I'm going to have somebody's hide.
You sure that Ace is all right?
Well, he said that he just needed some rest. Listen, I'm very sorry to upset you. God, talk about being upset.
Oh, come
Look at me.
on. That's normal.
You know, I'm so great during a crisis, and now it's all over, and I'm just shaking like relief.
I know. It's always the thought of what could have happened. You really do love him, don't you?
Well, more than I thought, if that's humanly possible. Oh, Vicky, I know he's bossy, and he's grouchy, and he's Oh, messy. He's unbearable. The truth is, right now, Vicky, I swear, I really don't know if I could live without him.
I'm having a hard time getting used to the idea of Brad Vernon as a selfless person.
You can't think of him as Brad Vernon.
Oh, that's right, that's right. I have to think of him now as Bud Van Dyke, horseflesh peddler. Yes, that does sound more like Brad.
Don't knock him, Mom. He's done an incredible thing.
All right. How long has he been staying at the Waterside Inn?
I would say about a week or so. He came back as soon as he saw the pictures of David and Jenny that Asa was running in all the papers.
All right, I concede that perhaps Brad has done something wonderful for once in his life. What about you? How are you involved in this? Honey, if you're into anything dangerous, remember what happened? Yes, Emma?
Excuse me, ma'am. Mr. Richard Abbott to see you.
Oh, really? Indeed.
You remember me, don't you, Dorian?
Of course I do, Richard. I just heard from Cassie that you're back in town.
Well, I thought I'd surprise you. The studio told me you were due back this afternoon.
And I've barely had time to catch my breath. But still, it is good to see you. Please sit down, won't you? I understand that you know my daughter, Cassie.
It's good to see you, Cassie.
Same here.
My apologies for not calling first. Normally, I would have invited you to lunch, but frankly, I'm here for a story.
A story? From me? I don't know what the story would be about unless you want to hear the latest gossip from Rio.
Well, I want to do a lead on what's inside the metal box. Now, if it's too personal, you have my word that I won't print it. That's why I came here myself instead of sending a reporter.
What metal box?
I didn't have a chance to tell her about it yet, Richard.
Tell me what?
Well, the explosion at Landfair. There was a brick wall that was demolished in the secret room.
Yeah, and behind the wall was a metal box. It had been deliberately sealed away by Victor Lord. Now, Vicky and Tina have been fighting over its possession ever since.
It still hasn't been opened yet?
No. The police have taken it into custody until some kind of a decision could be reached.
I see.
I figured since you were Victor's widow...
I have absolutely no idea what could be in the middle box. After all, I didn't even know about the secret room until Victor had long been dead. What is it, Emma?
Ma'am, a phone call for Mr. Abbott.
Oh, I left your number with the City Hall. I hope you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. Emma, please show Mr. Abbott to another room where he can use the phone.
Thanks.
Are you all right, ma'am?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm just a bit surprised, that's all. Seems as though Victor never seems to run out of ways to liven things up, does he? Sweetie pie, listen, would you mind going to get me a couple of aspirin, please?
Sure.
I seem to feel... I have a headache.
Sure.
Oh, who knows?
Victor Lord speaking. June 16th, 1976. This is my last will and testament, to supersede any previous one in existence. I would have written it out, except that I am no longer strong enough. I wish my entire estate to go to my daughter, Victoria Lord Riley, except for $1, which is my bequest to my widow, Dorian Kramer Lord. I wish to leave her to leave Landfair the same as she entered, without a cent. If I could deny her the Lord name itself, I would. This concludes my last will and testament.
There can't be another copy of the tape in that box. Oh, but that would be just like Victor, wouldn't it? Oh, Victor. When will you get out of my life?
You okay?
Yeah. Thank you very much, sweetheart.
You just seem a little shaky to me, that's all.
No, I'm fine. You know, it's just a little headache. It's half gone. Well, I'm very glad that you're back, Rich, because I wanted to ask you some more about this mysterious box. Why in the world are Vicky and Tina fighting about it when it hasn't even been opened yet?
Well, Vicky wants it buried and forgotten, but Tina's convinced that it contains some sort of wonderfully appropriate gift from her father.
Such as what? A copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People?
She's serious. She's obsessed with the idea that Victor wanted to make up for all the wrongs he did in his life.
And what does Vicky think?
Well, Vicky's blown apart by Victor's past. I guess she's afraid of finding out more secrets.
I have to agree with Vicky. She and Clint have suffered enough already. I think the contents of the box should be destroyed.
Are Are you serious?
Yes. Besides, she has her hands full just trying to get Landfair back. Why do you seem surprised?
I just never remembered you siding with Vicky.
Well, you don't know what my mother's been through with Tina. Still, Mom, you don't know what's in that box.
And you have no idea what could be in it.
None whatsoever.
Well, what if it's some kind of a priceless gem that Victor left just for you?
Sweetheart, Victor was more than generous to me in his will. Besides, why should I be greedy when it might possibly do more harm to Vicky?
Well, the three of you could examine the contents in total privacy and then make your decision.
No, by then it would be too late, because if you see if the box contained something that would be harmful to Vicky, Tina would be the last person in the world who should be trusted. Excuse me, you two. I have to go see her. This must seem terribly, terribly rude, but you seem to know each other anyway. Get better acquainted. I'll have Emma bring in some tea. The rest will be up to you. All right, Cassie, darling, call Herb, will you? Tell him I'm on my way. Emma!
Why are you still in town? I thought you'd left for Baltimore.
I can't go back. Something came up. Cassie got involved. I have to see it played out, make sure she doesn't get hurt.
Why, is she in danger?
I don't know yet. She ran into some guy at the Vernon Inn that claims he ran into David and Jenny.
Have they blown their cover?
No, he met them as Mr. and Mrs. Brad Vernon, but the whole thing sounds a little suspect.
Well, where did he say that he ran into him?
South of France, somewhere around Cannes. He said they ran into each other, had a nice little chat. And then when he arrived here, he wondered if there was any connection between them and the Vernon Inn.
Well, that doesn't sound so strange. I mean, if it's true, at least Cassie knows that her father and Jenny are all right.
Well, the strange thing is the way he just happened to connect with Cassie.
What's this guy's name?
Craig Stone. Mean anything?
No.
He claims he's an antique dealer and left to stay in town long enough to check it out. What are you smiling about?
Well, I don't want any kind of trouble or anything, but I hope it takes a long, long time.
Yeah, well, I don't want to leave either, sweetheart, but we're going to have to be more careful than ever, you know.
I know, that phone call almost blew everything.
Yeah, well, I kind of panicked when Joyce started clowning around.
Well, no, you had no choice but to hang up. I mean, if anything, I acted really suspicious. She's been asking me about this married man, you know, what is he like, where does he live? And now that Dee Dee's in town, things are going to be tougher than ever. Hey, they're my sisters, they're family. If anything ever happens, though, I know they'd cover for me.
I'd rather nothing happen, okay?
I can't even look them in the eye without getting a guilty face.
You can never tell them about us. Not now, not ever.
You don't know what it's like to have sisters. I mean, they have their little ways of finding things out.
I didn't give up my identity, my future, my whole damn life for you to blow it talking some girl talk with your sisters.
Relax, Brad. Nothing is going to happen.
I'm sorry. Look, I know what you're up against. But David and Jenny's lives depend on me. I can't take any chances. You could be in danger yourself. I'm sorry.
It's just that you've done so much for this other woman, and I just wonder if you and I will ever have a life together.
You know, you can explain this till you are blue in the face. I still don't see how Dorian has any claim to Landfair or anything that is in it.
She's Victor Lord's widow.
So she got her full bequests already. Look, Victor stated very clearly that everything should go to Vicky unless she should become Nikki, right? Which happened, right? So that means everything there is mine. Everything in Landfair, and that includes that box. So why don't you just get on the phone and call the police?
I'll tell you. What? Oh, Maggie, I'm glad you're here.
I could hear the shouting down the hall.
Yeah, maybe you can make Miss Lord understand that the matter of the metal box is police business and not the district attorney's.
Tina, I already told you that this morning.
I know, but you said you'd help me, right?
You what?
Don't get out of joint, Herb. I just offered her a list of lawyers. That's it.
What are you talking? She'd be throwing her money away.
Well, that's what I felt, too. But I've given it a lot more thought.
You changed your mind?
Yes, I believe that you have some claims, you have some certain claims that you have a right to argue.
Really? What grounds?
Tina is living in Landfair. She's in possession of every stick of furniture in that house. Now, why can't that box come into the same category as the drapes and the sofas?
Do I have to remind you that the ownership of Landfair is in litigation until that's settled? Tina is nothing more than a squatter?
Even if ownership is temporary, she still has some grounds to at least get the box opened.
That's it, Herb. I have had it. I have heard enough. Now I want you to get on that phone and call the police and get that box back to me right now.
Oh, you do. Anything else you'd like?
Maggie says I have certain rights.
Maggie is not the district attorney in this county.
Well, you are just like everybody else, aren't you? You're against me like everybody.
Here we go again. Violins, please.
Look, I don't want any sympathy. I just want what is rightfully mine. And I am tired of dealing with a district attorney who is so obviously prejudiced.
I am on the side of the law, Tina, the law. Did you ever hear of that?
Look, you are protecting Vicky and Clinton. If you don't step aside on this, I'm going to have to sue this state for conflict of interest, and that means your job.
Don't you wish you had that kind of clout?
Well, she's got a point there, Hurley.
She hasn't a leg to stand on, and you of all people ought to know it. Don't we have enough headaches around here without you drumming up some more?
Look, I didn't
Yeah,
mean...
never mind. We'll talk about it later. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Dad. Mom wanted me to call you and tell you that she's stopping by the office to talk to you about the metal box.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
There was no way I could stop her, you know, Mom.
No. It's all right, honey. Thanks for calling. Look, I've got to go. I'll see you soon, huh?
Okay.
Just what I need. I should have known. Now Dorian's on her way over to throw her 2 cents in.
Dorian, oh, isn't that great? No, but you wouldn't listen, would you?
Yeah, Tina, could you keep quiet for just half a second? I can't think straight anymore, right? Thank you. Judy, get Victoria Buchanan on the phone right away.
Larry, what the hell is going on? Take it easy, Clint. Everything's fine. It's just a bit of a mix-up.
A bit of a mix-up? My father gets the wrong medication. You call it a bit of a mix-up? He could have died.
Well, the point is he didn't. And we were trying to get to the bottom of this. As a matter of fact, we'll do that right now.
Hello, Mr. Buchanan. Larry, you asked to see me?
Yes, I did. What medication did you give Mr. Buchanan?
See, Nurse Angela's been talking
Just
to you,
answer
too,
the
huh?
question, Josh.
I gave him diazepam in the same controlled dose he's been getting since he arrived.
Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. I've been talking to Dr. Morgan all day about it.
Were you drinking?
Oh, come on, Larry. Give me a break.
Angela said she smelled liquor on your breath.
I had one drink during lunch. That was all.
You know the rules.
Yeah, it was against my better judgment. I was having a lousy day. Asa, Mr. Buchanan, was riding over me like a steamroller, and Bart Barron had a blowout with me.
You always jump in a bottle when the day gets a little rough on you? Is that it?
No way. I went to the Vernon Inn. I met Rob Cornell. He was into celebrating. He put a drink in my hand. And like that, I
So your hand had no mind of its own, is that it?
Okay, I gave in. I'm sorry, but that was the end of it. My judgment was definitely not impaired. That will never happen again, and nothing would be up here. Nothing would be going on right now if a certain robot who called herself a nurse hadn't said anything.
That and the fact that my father collapsed.
Look, Mr. Buchanan...
Oh, I don't want to hear your 10-cent excuses. Larry, I want to know what the hell's being done for my father. Now, have you run any tests? Are you sure that it was diazepam this doctor gave him, or was it something else?
We are running tests. We'll get the results. There's nothing to worry about. I can't quite say the same for you, Dr. Hall, especially if other substances were found in Mr. Buchanan's system.
No way. I know exactly what I gave him and how much.
Look, I can understand why a fella might take a couple of drinks when the day gets a little rough. I've done it myself. But there's a difference here. When you make a mistake, you can kill somebody.
I did not make a mistake. I did not make a mistake. I know that I should have kept my feelings in check. And I'll never do it again. I'll know better next time. I'd like to get back to my rounds, please.
You better be right about this, Doctor. Because if you're not, you're going to be in one hell of a lot of trouble.
My dad always taught us to focus on something and go for it. I'm just not used to living my life day by day like this.
Okay, the way I see it, we have one of two choices. We could either sit here and moan, or we could try and make the best of it. Now, I made you the best offer you're going to have all afternoon. Is it yes or no?
Okay, I'll go with you to the track. It'll probably be fun.
All right, that's more like it.
Bud.
Hi, Stella. I didn't know you were still here.
Yeah, I decided to hold on to my room for a while.
Stella, Connie, this is Stella.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have you known Bud long?
Yep, you could say that.
Hold on to him. He's a real friend in need.
Yeah, Stella and I met recently. She was sitting here in the lobby looking, well, kind of upset.
Kind of. I'd still be bawling my eyes out if it wasn't for Bud. I'd just been dropped by my so-called boyfriend, and Bud was kind enough to hear me out.
Well, good old Bud Van Dyke's shoulder.
Yeah, just doing what I can. You feeling better now?
No. But I didn't come over to ask for another handkerchief. I just wanted to say hello and thanks again. I didn't mean to interrupt anything.
No. Don't be silly. Bud and I were just on our way out anyway. But maybe we'll have another time, time to talk.
Yeah, well, we better hurry. We're Heading to Baltimore. My horse is running in the 8th race. We have to arrange for a helicopter to pick us up. But...
Oh, you're traveling in style, huh? Yeah, I used to go to the track like that, too, with my former friend. And, oh, as a matter of fact, his horse is running in the 8th race, too.
What's the horse's name?
Doesn't matter. I'd rather forget this guy and his horses. Let's just hope that yours is the winner.
Well, I think she will. It's an easy field. The Lucky Opal should run away with it.
Lucky Opal, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, too. Hope to see you soon. Lucky Opal. Too bad she won't win. Nobody ever wins against Bart's horses. Hey, why not take advantage of that little-known fact? Let Mr. Barbarian do something for you for a change.
Thank you, darling. Yes. Well, please let us know as soon as you hear anything, will you? Yes, I love you too. Bye. Well, there's nothing new to report, but apparently Ace is going to be up and around and bossing people around in no time.
I swear it's the fight in him that keeps him going, isn't it?
Have you only just figured that out?
Oh, boy, have I learned a lot since I got to Lambview, especially spending so much time with Ace in the hospital.
You didn't see much of Jeb Stewart there, though, did you?
I have quit trying to put Asa into a mold, especially Jeb's. I think that was the big mistake I made when I first came here.
Pamela, do you really think that you can find the Asa that you're looking for? Or are you kidding yourself?
You know, Vicky, I keep saying that I haven't seen the man that I used to know, but he hasn't seen me either. I mean, the woman that he used to know. Because I have been so angry and so hurt and so confused and so trying to get back at him. Both of us have lost sight of the incredible happiness we had for those 10 long years. But the good thing is we've begun to laugh again.
Is that enough?
No, not really. But I have a dream that I'm going to bring together the best of Jeb Stewart and the best of Asa. And I know if I'm going to have to do an awful lot if I'm going to accomplish that.
You will, if you're that determined. You will. Excuse me. Hello?
Vicky, it's Herb. Can you get down here to my office as soon as possible?
Why, what's wrong?
I am up to my ears in this metal box thing. Tina's here kicking up a storm. Now Dorian's on her way over. I would like to settle this once and for all.
All right, will you try and hold them off until I get there? I'll be right down, okay? Thanks, bye.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
You haven't changed your mind about the story, have you?
What story? Well, there isn't any until I have some kind of proof your father's still alive.
Yeah, but you're still investigating.
If you know for a fact that David Rinaldi is dead, what difference does it make whether I investigate it or not?
Because the more you investigate, the more people will pry into his past. I respect my father's memory. Let him rest in peace, okay?
Look, Cassie, I know how torn up you still are about all this. But the fact that your father betrayed his country has no bearing on anything. I mean, the story was done months ago by the papers.
Well, why should it be dragged out again?
Look, I think there's something you haven't been telling me. Are you sure you've told me everything?
A few minutes ago, you were telling me how impressed you were at my sensitivity, and now you think I'm lying.
No, I didn't mean that at all. Look, I promise you I will keep a lid on this story. For now. But if I find there's more to it, then...
There isn't anything more to it. Just forget it. Can't we change the subject?
How much longer am I supposed to wait here? Look, I was right, wasn't I? You are on Vicky and Clint's side, aren't you? I mean, anything to protect the wonderful Buchanans.
Maybe you don't understand, but Herb obviously feels that the only way out of this impasse is for you and Dorian and Vicky to face each other and come to some kind of agreement.
What, is he into cat fights? Because that's all he's going to get out of it.
Not if you wake up and start cooperating.
What, the law is on my side. Even your assistant agrees with me.
Miss DeLarkine is entitled to her opinion.
Well, there must be some legal precedent to back up her claims.
Now, listen, Maggie, your opinion is one thing. Using the district attorney's office to bend rules for friends is something else.
Well, I didn't mean...
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what you meant, but I would like to know where you stand.
You know, my first loyalty is to the law. You know that, Herb.
I'm so glad to have overheard that, because in this case, the law happens to be on my side. I'm here to claim my box.
What did your mother mean when she said we had so much in common?
Well, don't panic, but my mother sees son-in-law written all over you.
Panic? I'm flattered.
Well, I've got to let you know that every time my mother tries to fix me up and she makes some kind of devious plan, I tend to run the other way. Like with my ex-husband, Rob. I don't think if she had opposed him so violently, maybe I would have never married him.
Well, you did marry him, and it didn't work out. Maybe your mother's right about some things.
Yeah. Well, I think I better get going because I've got a lot of things to do before I go out to dinner tonight, so...
Oh, that's too bad. I was going to invite you to dinner myself.
Why don't you ask my mom out to dinner? I mean, the two of you are obviously old friends. You could maybe take her mind off of that box or the contents of that box.
Yeah. Well, no offense, but I was kind of looking forward to a relaxing evening. Come on. I'll walk you to your car.
Here's a report from Dr. Morgan. As you can see, it shows traces of codeine in the system in addition to the diazepam that I administered.
Who gave him the codeine?
I have no idea.
You sure it wasn't you?
So far, I have been accused of maltreatment, abusing patients, and drinking on the job. Should we add lying to that, Larry?
Whoever the hell did this should have known better. It was the combination of those drugs which caused the problem.
Why not let me question Buchanan when he wakes up?
Why don't you just back off for the time being?
Hold it. If I'm going to have to take the rap for this, then I think I should look into it.
The matter is in Dr. Wallach's hands.
Who appointed you the administrator?
Listen! My father is resting. He's trying to recover from an accident that happened in this hospital. The last thing he needs is to be grilled by you. Now, you'll excuse me while I tend to some other things. Larry?
That's it? I'm guilty? Huh? No more trying to look into it? No questions?
I'll look into it. I will look into it, I will make my own report, and I will try to be as objective as possible.
Why not let me try to search for the answers? Larry, come on, don't kowtow to somebody who's not even on the staff of the hospital just because he happens to be rich.
Don't say anything you might regret, Josh.
Come on, Clint Buchanan is bullheaded as his father. They just want to take over and control everything. Larry, this is one resident who has no intention of letting that happen.
You have no choice. And I have no choice. I'm sorry, Josh. Until the matter's cleared up, you're suspended.
You are the last person on earth who's entitled to what's in that box.
I was married to the man. I have certain entitlements under the law.
You have no claim. What, Victor made the mistake of marrying you for what, 1 year? Well, I am his daughter.
And what was that but a mistake?
Look, I just know that that box contains a personal legacy to me from my father, and I'm not about to let you walk off with it.
You already have his personal legacy, his worst genetic traits.
You know, I don't have to stand here and take this. Maggie, would you talk to her?
Well, there are many ramifications in this
Spare
case.
me, please. I didn't come here to hear anything Tina has to say, or her Greek chorus. Sorry, dear. I wanted to talk to Herb, so if the two of you would please just leave.
I hate to disillusion you, Dorian, but neither I nor the staff of the district attorney's office happen to be here at your beck and call.
Herb, you have been listening to Tina and her newly acquired female flunky for goodness knows how long. The least you can do is spare me a few minutes.
Look, I may be a public servant, but I don't have to stand here and take
Why
your
don't you
abuse.
go check some dockets or whatever it is that the taxpayers pay you to do?
Yeah, I suggest you stay out of it, Maggie. You're skating on pretty thin ice as it is.
Thanks, Herb. Thanks a lot. Thanks for standing tall for your staff.
Gosh, if Tina were only as agreeable as she is. Speaking of Tina, dear, why are you still standing there?
Why are you in such a hurry for me to leave, Dorian? Are you going to attempt to seduce your ex-husband into giving you that box?
That's it. That's it. The two of you are here to settle the issue of the metal box, not to turn my office into some kind of a free-for-all for your own private welfare.
I think we all have a pretty good idea of what Tina would do for our welfare. Which is why I am not going to let her get her hands on that box. I came here to have it destroyed.
They ran away. to fulfill a dream.
It's fate, Rick. Nothing, but nothing is going to stop this wedding.
To a place that time forgot.
You're Ryan Finelli, and I know all about you.
Where a mysterious woman became a friend.
I've missed my mother so much on this trip, and you made me feel like she was here. I've always known you.
A special moment on Ryan's Hope, weekdays.
What's this?
In this, I think, the Chinese horse sculpture, and in this, the Malaysian prince.
My things from Malakeva.
Yeah, a huge van just pulled up. It has everything.
That's wonderful. I didn't think they'd get here so soon.
Yeah, and what are we going to do with everything?
Oh, tell the movers to bring everything right into here, and then we'll move some of the heavy antiques and the draperies out.
You're moving the furniture in here as well?
Oh, yes, all my beautiful wicker things and all the treasures that Jeff sent me from all over the place. Oh, we are going to make this so comfortable, Jean-Claude. I mean, there are going to be no more gilt cadenzas and no more tapestries. It's going to be home, just like Malakeva.
One problem. Have you discussed this with Monsieur Buchanan?
No, of course not. It's going to be a surprise. I mean, he's going to come home and find me here and all his familiar things and...
You think that it will bring the familiar old habits, n'est-ce pas?
Well, at least I'll be a lot more comfortable. I'm going to be safe. Oh, God, I just can't wait. I can't wait to do it.
Excuse me, do you know that there's a big moving truck outside?
Wanda. Hello. Yes, there's some of my things from home. Come on in now. I don't think you've met Jean-Claude. Wanda Wolick.
Well, no, not officially. I mean, I've seen you open the door and then walk away and...
My oversight, madame. Forgive me. May I?
Are all butlers so attentive?
Well, Jean-Claude's a little more than a butler. He's a friend.
Yes. I came from Maracaibo to help Pamela, and I am glad I did. May I get you something?
No, thank. I just came to see about Asa.
Oh, Asa's fine. Thank you so much for asking. Jean-Claude, would you go out and just check on those drivers? Make sure they don't drop anything.
But of course.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be here for a while. A bientôt.
We'll see. We'll see. Was that just my imagination, or was that... Oh, a bientôt. Was that incredible Frenchman? No, was he flirting with me? With Wanda from Wanda's Dino?
Without a doubt. And I'm not at all surprised. Jean-Claude has a very good eye for attractive ladies.
Oh.
I'm suspended? For what? Is that what you call giving a man a fair shake?
Josh, the hospital guidelines are perfectly clear on that.
Well, Larry, I didn't do anything.
You were drinking on duty. That may have been... That may have created a serious error in judgment.
Come on, let me talk to Asa Buchanan. That's all I ask, please.
I can't do that, Josh.
Larry, somebody's got to make that man answer some questions.
I will take care of it. I will do the asking. I'm sorry, that's the way it's got to be until we can actually determine what happened.
Larry, do you think I care about Asa Buchanan's millions? When they brought that man in here, he was just an egotistical, self-centered child. He still is. And you think I'm going to let my job go down the drain because of him? You think I'm going to sacrifice my career?
Vicky, I don't have any real legal authority here, but if two of the three of you could come to some sort of agreement, well...
Done. I'm with Vicky. I think everything in the box should be destroyed.
Oh? Are you afraid of what might be in it, Dorian?
As well she should be, Tina. And you should be, too. Especially after everything else that's come out of that secret room.
Well, it's been nothing but good for me.
Oh, really? I'm sure that you enjoyed seeing Vicky locked up in a sanitarium. You enjoyed seeing Clint squirm on the witness stand, not knowing whether he'd live or die.
If Vicky would have accepted me right at the start, none of that would have ever happened.
Tina! I offered you a fair share. I accepted you as my sister. I laid my future on the line for you at your own murder trial to defend you. When do you say enough? Why would you be so stupid as to want to open a box that could destroy all three of us?
Stupid, Vicky. I don't think I'm the one who's stupid here, no. No, you are so embarrassed of me, you don't want to admit the fact that maybe our father might have remembered me. No, you'd rather just shove me off into a corner, hide me under the rug, anything. But admit to the family stain that I represent on the family name here. But you know what? I have that family name now, and I have everything else that goes with it. I have Landfair and everything in it, and that includes that box.
Not so fast, Tina. I was Victor's widow. He probably buried that box during the time that we were married, so it should be mine. However, that doesn't really matter. There's a vote going on here. I side with Vicky. That's 2 against 1. You lose, Tina.
Well, I don't accept that. You see, Landfair is mine now. You two are nothing but past tenants. And Herb, I demand that we bring this to a judge, because a judge is going to understand my claim on this property.
All right, Tina. All right. I will talk to a judge, and I will talk to the police. Obviously, nothing's going to be settled here. But each of you is going to have to abide by the decision. Is that agreed?
It's fine with me, because I know that my stand is the strongest.
Dorian?
I'd like to talk to the judge first.
Well, you see, arbitration doesn't usually work by influence peddling. No, either you're going to have to agree to the terms or you can go on fighting forever.
Very well, I agree.
Good. Vicky?
I don't like it. In fact, I dread it, but I don't really see any other way out.
All right. Now, I want all of you to sit tight. First, I will talk to the police, then I will find a judge, and I will get back to you as soon as I have a decision.
Tonight at 9, 8 Central in Mountain, charges of murder are leveled at a second member of the Colby clan. And Zach wages a ruthless war to sever Sable from Jason on the Colbys. Then the growing prejudice against gays. AIDS backlash could be forcing them back into the closet. Plus, suing the clergy. Their counsel and advice could be the new prime target for malpractice on 2020. Tonight. Kevin's trial begins. Stay tuned for General Hospital following an ABC News brief next.